check this out.
Hi there, I'm here to help with your Coco plumbing and heating needs and get you scheduled for an appointment.
Hi there, can you tell me a bit about the business, please?
Coco Plumbing and Heating is based in Perth, Scotland, and our highly qualified engineers cover all plumbing and heating services throughout Perthshire and beyond. We specialize in...
I want to stop you there. Do you have any certifications?
Yes, we do. Our team is fully gas safe, OFTEC, and MCS accredited, ensuring all our work meets the highest standards. We're also SNIPEF registered, which allows us to certify and sign off.
I want to stop you there. Are you approved by any different boiler companies?
Yes, we are approved Vaillant and Worcester Bosch boiler installers. We can install, service, or repair your...
So there we go, we've got it set up, but that's not all. We're also able to phone the phone number of that agent and be able to have phone calls and conversations straight away. So let's check it out.
Hi there, I'm here to help with your Coco plumbing and heating need and get you scheduled for an appointment.
Great, thank you. What services do you offer?
We offer a comprehensive range of plumbing and heating services, including installation, maintenance, and repairs for gas, LPG, oil, and renewable energy systems like air source heat pumps and solar thermal.
And what's your contact details?
You can reach Coco Plumbing and Heating by phone at 01738 1 or by email at info@cocoplumbing.co.uk.
This agent can run on your website 24/7, handle calls from customers, book appointments, nurture leads, and much, much more. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how we can set this up using Elevenlabs so that you can then embed it on your website and have this very own setup for yourself. This means that all of your customers can get a response 24/7, 365, even if you're fast asleep at 2 a.m. And if you want to get access to any of the blueprints, resources, or learn more about AI and automation, definitely come across to our community and we can help you in that. Or if you want the solution built for yourself, reach out to the link in the description and we'll help you get it set up. Okay, so first things first, we're going to come across to Elevenlabs. This is going to power our entire setup for the AI agent platform that they've got, the voices that we're going to use, and much, much more. There's lots of people that use it, and it's incredibly good for the output that we're going to get. We're going to come across to pricing first of all, just to show you that it can be very cheap to start off with, and then you just scale it up as you need for your specific uses. If you want to be able to clone your own voice, you will need to make sure that you're on that creator plan, just so that you can do that from day one. I'll include the link to Elevenlabs down below, so make sure to check it out. First, we're going to come across and log in. Once we signed in, this is the screen that we'll see. We're going to have the creator platform, but actually want to go through and use the agents platform. Before we do that, I recommend the easiest way when you're trying to find the voice that works best for you is stay in the creative platform, check out all of the different ones they've got in here, plus the different languages that they support. And then you can click on, for example, text to speech, enter something in here. So for example, we could get rid of all of this and we could say, hi there, just testing that our Elevenlabs AI agent works great. We'll add the text in there. We'll do generate speech.
Hi there, just testing the Elevenlabs AI agent. Works great.
So as we can see there, able to get some great outputs straight away. It also helps us play around with some of the settings before we go through and add it to our agent. Once you've done that, come across to the agents platform, and this is where we're going to build our very own agents incredibly quickly. We're going to start on the left hand side with our agents, but you can also add a knowledge base, any tools, i.e. interconnector into platforms like NA10. I've got another video that covers how to do this, which include link down below, and how we can go through and qualify leads. We can also add in different integrations. So if I do add integration, as you'll see here, they've already got some really big tools that we can use nice and easy. We've also got the MCP server, if you know how to use and work with that. We'll close that down. We can now see all of the different voices, but as mentioned, it's easier to start in the other platform and then just import it into here. We can monitor some of the conversations that have happened in the past. We can do some testing to see how well our agent's going to perform before we deploy it to customers. We can add in all of our different phone numbers to have the phone call conversations as well. They're now doing alpha testing for WhatsApp, which would be a great feature once it's properly embedded. We can do outbound phone calls as well, change the settings, and last but not least, also have the developer area in here in case we want to be using and triggering any of the agents through API keys, webhooks, anything else like this as well. So to set up an agent, we're going to come to agents. We're going to do add a new agent. In this use case, we want it to be a business agent. In this use case, we're going to do other, and we're going to add in plumbing instead. Now, in this use case, what we're going to be doing is having a customer support agent. We're going to be able to add an example URL in here, and all I did was come across to Trustpilot, categories, down to plumbing and sanitation, and then got this example here. No idea who they are, never worked with them before. It's just an example to show you how quick and easy it is to set it up for yourself or for your clients. As you can see here, Colco Plumbing, it looks like they are all in Scotland. Yeah, there you go. Looks like they got some gas certificates, all of this sort of stuff, nice and easy. So what we can do is add their URL from up the top here and paste it into our AI agent element in here. This will help us go through and create the base of our agent. So as you can see here, I've given it an example starter prompt, which is that we want the agent to be able to book appointments and answer any customer the question has with nice, concise, friendly answers. We also want to gently nudge them into making a booking. We're going to do create an agent, and now Elevenlabs is going to do a lot of the heavy work at the start to get the foundations of our agent set up. So there we go, it's now loaded it up and we can check out the agent. If you open up this middle part here, you're going to be able to see the system prompt that Elevenlabs has developed. If you want to make any improvements, I recommend simply just copying all of the text in here, putting it into your favorite LLM of ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, Gemini, asking it to make the changes that you want, and then adding it back in here. What we'll see is it's added a personality, so it's called Colco Plum Company, and it's Colco Bot as the actual agent. We've got the environment, we've got some points on tonality, the goals of the agent to answer customer questions, concerns, promote the services, and much, much more. You will also see something really important, which is the guardrails. And the reason that this is great to include is because it helps guide that AI agent on the responses it should give, shouldn't give, actions it can do, and actions it can't do. So, for example, it helps the agent stay on track, even if the customer asks, "What's the weather today?" We also see down the bottom here, we've got tools is none. But if you added in integrations like cal.com or anything else, you can add the tool information in there, and now the agent will be able to trigger those tools. If we come out of here, we'll also see down the bottom the first message that the agent will say when it connects to a customer. So for example, this is quite generic at the moment. So what we want to do is maybe say, "Hi there, I'm here to help with your," and then we'll add in, for example, Colco plumbing and heating needs. So if we come back down, we'll add that in there. So now it's going to sound a bit more personalized for that first message that comes through. What you'll see on the right is we can also change the voice. So as you can see here, exactly the same settings as what we had in the other interface, like you had in here. So that's why I recommend testing the voices in here, and then just choose the one that you want, select the drop down and do it here. You can also use your own voice. So for example, here, I've got my voice cloned so I could get the agent to sound exactly like me. Let's check it out. "History flows like a river and fish are its silent timekeepers." As you can see there, it sounds incredibly good. I'm going to use Mark just for this example, and it's going to go through and update it for us. What we'll see here is we've got the different models that we can use. What I recommend is for most of you, Turbo is going to be great. If you want to provide a faster response back, but slightly less quality, then Flash is perfect. If you want the best quality possible, even if it takes a little bit longer to produce, then I recommend doing the multilingual. You'll also be able to come down, change the stability, the speed, and the similarity of the agent as well. So if you want it to sound a little bit faster, you could increase that to 1.1, for example. If we come out of here, you'll then be able to see the different languages we can connect it to. So if I open this up, as we can see here, we've got English, Arabic, Bulgarian, Chinese, all of these different ones that we can choose for that agent to be able to have the conversation in. We can also choose the different LLMs, and this is really important because it will impact your pricing and how fast the agent responds. So for example here, if we look at the Google Gemini offering, we've got the Gemini 2.5 Flash, which is one of their faster but less intelligent models. We can see on average it's going to take around 775 milliseconds or 0.775 seconds to provide that response back. You want to be keeping your agents around 1 second where possible, because that's normal conversation between humans. That's on average how long it takes for you to say something, understand it, and then provide that response back. You'll also see that price changes as well. So the Flash, for example, is $0.0021 per minute. Whereas if we came down to, for example, OpenAI, what we'll see is that price is now going to be $0.0194 per minute, and it's going to take a little bit longer to provide that response back at 1.13 seconds. So that's where you can go through, choose the one that suits you best, and just play around with it as each of them have their own tonalities, how they speak, and more. We'll leave the rest as is for now. We're going to come out of here, and now we can go through and add some extra settings. So workflow, this is how we can help guide the conversation. So for example, if you were qualifying a lead, as you can see here, you could add in different elements such as asking them a question. And to do that, you simply put a prompt in here that tells the agent what it needs to do. This is really good, for example, if you have a customer looking to book a service, you can route them to provide them the best answer. We can then also do branches as well, but you probably won't use that. We can do knowledge base, and this is really important. This is where you're going to provide the AI agent all of the information to do with your specific company. You can come up to the top and say add document. You can add a URL. So again, we'll come back to our example company, copy their URL, and then paste in here. So now it's going to add in that specific web page for us to use. If we wanted to give it, for example, our services, we simply click on our services, copy this link, come back across, add a new document as a URL, paste in there and go. Sometimes the actual websites will have something called a site map. If that's been enabled, what you're able to do, if I just add another URL, is actually go through and put a star at the end, and then it will import all of the different web pages for that specific company. So we'll add that URL, we'll check if that URL exists. It looks like it didn't in that use case, so that's where you go through and just play around with it. If you've already got maybe some FAQ documents, so frequently asked questions developed in a PDF or Word document, Google Docs, anything like this, you can add them as a raw file, or you can go through and add some pure text in there as well. So if you want the agent to provide specific answers, you'll be able to make sure it only references that information. We can then go through and track the analysis of how well that agent's performing, add any different tools. They've got some basic ones that are already available, such as transferring to a specific number. So say that customer becomes quite angry, or it's a high-risk use case, maybe as a plumber, they've got water flooding the floors at the moment. We want to speak to them straight away. We can just add in our phone number here, and it will transfer it to us straight away. You've got lots of different customizabilities with tools, as well as MCP, if you know how to use that. Tests, this is again how we can go through, check how our agent's performing, and then we can go through, add it to our website with widgets, extra security, and advanced. So before we show you how to customize it, let's just do publish to get it set up and ready to go. And then we're just going to press preview. Now we'll go through and test, does it actually put out some of the information that is referenced with the URLs. Also note that when you're going through and testing, the calls are going to be 50% off. So for example, that $0.0021, I think it was, for Gemini Flash, that cost will be cut in half when you use it this way. We're going to do call agent.
Hi there, I'm here to help with your Colco plumbing and heating needs and get you scheduled for an appointment.
Hi there, what services do you include?
We offer a comprehensive range of plumbing and heating services, including installations, maintenance, and repairs for plumbing, heating, gas, LPG, oil, and renewable energy systems. We also handle bathroom and kitchen renovations as well as new constructions. To help me understand your needs better, could you tell me a little more about what you're looking for assistance with today?
That's fine. Did Susan give you a testimonial?
Yes, we have a wonderful testimonial from a customer named Susan. She's been with us for several years and has always been impressed with our efficiency, reliability, and the quality of our work, from general plumbing repairs to a new boiler installation. She even highlighted our quick response to emergency callouts and praised our team for a recent bathroom refurbishment.
That's fine, thank you. I want to stop you there. What certifications does your team have?
Our team is highly qualified and holds several important certifications. We are Gas Safe, Optic, and MCS accredited. Additionally, we are SnipeF registered, which allows us to...
So there we go. As we can see, it's already putting out information from the website. So how do we get it from being in Elevenlabs to on our website and working over the phone? Well, we'll close down this test environment, make sure that we're on a widget, and as we can see here, we've got this custom code that we're going to add to our website. Before we do that, you'll see that we've got some extra elements that we can add in. So for example, we can say if it's going to start expanded, always expanded, or collapsed, and we've got the demo on the right-hand side, what it will look like. We can add if we want it to be this spinning orb, or for example, you can add a link. So for example, if we came across to their website, and then we were just to grab the address image link, it's probably not going to format it very well just because it's not in the correct sizing. But yep, as you can see here, you'd be able to add that link in nice and easily. Alternatively, if you've got the raw file and it's in the dimensions of 172 by 172 pixels, you could upload it into here nice and easily. I recommend using something nice and simple like Canva just to get that sorted. We can also come down, customize the terms and conditions, or down here, you'll see how we're going to style that specific output. I'll just change that back to orb. And then as we can see, we could have tiny, compact, or full. You can also go through, change the positioning on the website, and you can change the different colors. So for example, if you wanted this to have a black background, you could add that in there nice and easily. I recommend coming through, checking all of this out to make sure it's styled exactly the way you want. You can also change the text that's presented as well. So for example, instead of need help, you could say chat with an expert. Instead of start a call, you could say start a convo. Again, fully customizable for what you want that agent to say. Once you're happy with all of that, make sure to again publish it so it saves all of the updates that you've made. Copy this embed code. You then want to come across to your website. I've just got an example here with Go High Level. We'll come down to the bottom. It's nice and easy to keep it tucked out of the way. We're going to do add and then a code module. So even if you're using something like Squarespace or WordPress, you can still add it in. You just need to make sure that you've got a code module or HTML, JavaScript on your website. We'll do open editor, paste what we just generated and copied across from Elevenlabs. We'll do save again, and then what we'll do is just open up this web page once it's saved, and it should appear in the bottom corner. So has it appeared? It should come through. Yep, there we go, and it's ready. So let's give it a test.
Hi there. I'm here to help with your Coco plumbing and heating needs and get you scheduled for an appointment.
Hi there, are you approved by any different boilers?
Yes, we are approved Valent and Worcester Bosch boiler installers. We can install and service your new boiler or carry out a safe and professional repair service where required. Do you have...
Stop you there. I want to discuss something further. What's your contact phone number or email address?
You can reach us at OR 738-624-261 or email us at info@colcoplumbing.co.uk. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Where are you based?
We are based in Perth, Scotland, and our engineers work throughout Scotland. What can I help you with today?
Brilliant. So we'll just stop that conversation there. And as you can see, we're able to get it set up incredibly quickly. So now, how do we get it to work over the phone as well? Well, we're going to come back across to our Elevenlabs agent. We're going to come out of here for now, down to our phone numbers. We need to make sure that we import a phone number. For many of you starting off, Twilio is going to be nice and easy to start off with. We're going to come across to twilio.com, sign up for an account, buy a phone number. It costs about $2 a month, and then you'll be able to start actually connecting and receiving phone calls from that number. You'll add your account SID in here just to make sure that it's actually authenticated for your specific account and the phone number you wanted to use. I'll include a link down below that shows you in the Elevenlabs YouTube video how to get it all set up, or if you want to know definitely come across and check out this other video that I did, because we walk through it nice and easily, step by step here too. If we come back across, what we're going to do is once you've got it imported, we'll click on that. We're going to change the agent that it's associated with. So we'll come down and select our new agent. We'll just give this a quick test with an outbound phone call. So we'll do outbound call. We're going to select the agent that we want to use and the phone number that we want to ring. So we'll just add our phone number in there and send a call. And then as we can see,
Hey there, I'm here to help with your local plumbing and heating needs and get you scheduled for an appointment.
That's great, thank you. What services do you offer? Can you service the boiler?
We offer a comprehensive range of plumbing and heating services, including installation, maintenance, repairs.
So as you can see there, we're able to get phone calls coming to us. Now let's phone that number and see if it picks up.
I'm here to help with your local plumbing and heating.
So there we go. As we can see, able to set it up incredibly quickly to have it on our website, send phone calls out, receive phone calls, and much, much more. If you want this built for your company, definitely reach out in the link in the description. Plus, if you want to learn more about AI and automation, definitely come across to the community and we'll be able to help you get it set up.